What's up, everybody? CW here. Wanted to read off some Reddit questions from r/aspergers. So we'll start with this one. Anyone here do hobbies? Um, as for me, CW, yes, I am doing one right now. Let's go through some of the comments. This guy says, I don't have hobbies, I have obsessions. I'm obsessed with language learning. I'm studying Finnish currently and already speak German, Esperanto, and Tokipona. I'm also reading more in Spanish to improve my comprehension and in turn and to try to turn my passive vocabulary into active vocabulary. That's cool. It's pretty cool. Hopefully he sticks with it. I think you can make money working for like the United Nations or something as a translator if you get really good at multiple languages. But let's look up Tokipona. That's curious to see what that is about. Let's do Wikipedia. Okay. Tokipona, translated as the language of good, is a philosophical, artistic, constructed language designed for its small vocabulary, simplicity, and ease of acquisition. It was created by Canadian linguist Sonja Lang to simplify her thoughts and communication. I wonder if it's like that Dungeon and Dragons language that they have that they use. I don't know. I guess that's something to research for another day. Tokipona is an isolating language with only 14 phonemes and an underlying feature of minimalism. It focuses on simple, near universal concepts to maximize expression from very few words. Okay. That'd be great if they could standardize something like that, especially for someone like me who doesn't really like to speak. It's full of memes. Phoneme is any set of similar speech sounds that is perceptually regarded by the speakers of a language as a single basic sound, a smallest possible phonetic unit that helps distinguish one word from another. Um, I think I understand what this means, but I'm not positive. So, in other words, a phoneme is the a and the ah, or the eo. It'd be the a and the ah in Spanish, or the eo in Italian, or the us in Latin, the eus. But back to Reddit. Nothing really okay. Nothing really else in depth in that question. So there were some other ones I wanted to read. Here's a good one that seems kind of um like a rabbit hole. Are you afraid to die? No. I'm afraid to die before I've finished some things. But no. Well, sort of. No. I don't know. I really don't know if I'm afraid to die or not. I got some cavities at the dentist. When I told my therapist about it, I said I'd be far less distressed had it been some form of cancer or something that would kill me. Oh, Lord. He was shocked, and I was shocked at his astonishment. You think I'd rather have someone drill into my teeth than for me to just die? Ah. My gut says that this is not entirely true. This mode of thinking. Another time in a support group, people said they would wake up at night terrified they might die. And again, I had to hide my facial expressions because what the actual F? They weren't even doing anything that might kill them, just random existential dread large enough to wake them up. It's not that I'm suicidal, not. Oh, damn it. It's not that I have forever sleep ideation, not even passively. I'm just more apathetic. Like, if I were to have a heart attack right now, I'd be completely fine with that. My only fear is experiencing pain. The death itself is no big deal. But I have no desire to die. Just wouldn't mind it happen. That does not, I don't believe that. My therapist asked, this person sounds young, but that's not the only reason I believe that, but that's a big reason as to why I don't fully believe that. My therapist asked if that could come from autistic hyperlogical thinking, and I'm not sure. I'd always figured it was depression thing because I have comorbid bipolar 2. Well, honestly, homeboy, I think that might be it. But now I'm curious. ETA. One big thing is that I don't intrinsically value life. I see being alive as a means to an end. To get and experience things I want. That's why I've always been confused by lawyers appealing death sentences to try to get their clients life in prison instead. I'd rather get death penalty than even 1 week in jail. I'd agree with that, but I would also say that I'd rather just stay the fuck out of prison than have to get the death penalty or go to jail. So, I thought from the beginning of this particular Reddit post that dude was kind of being all, melodramatic and shit, but the bottom sentence here, it does kind of read as someone that's being genuine. Yeah. I don't know, maybe some dark triad. When I read this right here, I kind of wonder if there isn't some dark triad dark triad disorder that is comorbid with their Aspergers. I see being alive as a means to an end, to get and experience things I want. If I had to guess, I'm no expert, but I sense psychopathy in that sentence. Think about this. Read it like this. I see being alive as a means to an end, to get and experience things I want out of people. I wonder majorly if that's what he's not saying, but that's what he wants to say. Or she. That's why I've always been confused by lawyers appealing death sentences to try to get their clients life in prison instead. I'd rather get death penalty than 1 week in jail. Well, I mean, based on all the prison channels I've watched and stuff and interviews, from prison channels where people like After Prison Show interviewed Danny. Prison sounds like hell. Yeah. And if you ask me, that is worse, getting life in prison than getting the death penalty. My opinion. All right, so um, let's see if we can get some of the commenters to kind of help me to help me articulate what it is that I'm thinking, but or to help jog my thinking. I used to think that. Then one day, a doctor thought I might have had a dangerous form of skin cancer. I saw a specialist a few days later, and it was a false alarm. But for sure, facing death for real was very different experience than thinking about it. Okay, so that kind of confirms what I'm saying. We got a kind of a young person here. They don't really, you know, they don't really know shit. No offense, but they don't really know shit. Here's a good one. I'm afraid. I'm not afraid to die. I'm afraid I don't get enough happy moments before I do. I don't want 95% of my life to just be pain and suffering. Shit. Wish I could upvote that. Um, yeah, that's pretty much what the last person said. My forever sleep ideation is a gift in these trying times. I choose to see it as Buddhist non attachment rather than a cry for help. Life is pain, many I love are on the other side, whatever that is. We are biologically hardwired to seek survival at all costs, but I would rather choose my exit or just stroke out than suffer in a labor camp through the water. Oh my god. Doomer. Yeah, I think I'm done here. This is getting a little too dark for me. But yep, those are some r/aspergers questions. That's all. CW out.